StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Disc and Railgan on King Sejong Station. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player, it is a Railgan. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player, it is Disc from Storm Gaming. This is a GM level TVZ sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. Interested to see how this one will turn out for sure. Again, ZVT can be hard for Terran lately. Can be pretty difficult once those ultras come out, but it is not impossible. It is not impossible. I cast at least one Terran win in a TBZ in the last week. I will not tell you which one that was because I don't want to spoil it. But the strategy that the Terran employed was pretty darn great. Alright, so Barracks up here first after the supply depot, so probably second. I misspoke there. I have my list of Reaper names ready. This one is a pretty darn good one, and I'm also almost getting to the end of my Reaper name list. I might have you start submitting Reaper names. Not yet. Not right now. Please, not yet. I still have like 20. But we're getting there, right? We're feeling pretty good about stuff as far as seeing the end of this experience. So that barracks is completing. It looks like a hatch into a spawning pool for a Railgun. Nothing too crazy there to worry about either. And I want to know what this is. Is it a Reaper? Is it a Reaper? Dun, 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 dun. Production tab says it's a Reaper. All right, so this is a Senor Reaper Gonzalez. Reminds me of Speedy Gonzalez, the mouse from the Warner Brother cartoons. Andale, andale, yeepa, he would say, running. Who did he run from? Sylvester the cat? I think there was a cat involved. But he was so darn fast. He was basically the Roadrunner, except in mouse form. And he wasn't being chased by a coyote, but a cat instead. And I feel like coyotes are probably faster than house cats when all is said and done. So, I don't know. Did they ever do a team up? I feel like there was a team up with Roadrunner and Speedy Gonzalez working together because they were both being chased by the cat and Wile E. Coyote. Anyway, this is Senor Reaper Gonzalez. He has come from south of the border, bringing his pistols along to murder the Zerg that murdered his family. Because Zerg is everywhere, man. Every country suffers from the blight of the Zerg. So here he comes. The Lings are away from home. No drones in that natural, obviously, because, you know, Railgun is too smart than to populate his own natural. The Reaper? Why are you going home, Reaper? I know there are Lings coming up, but they can't cause too much trouble, can they? They might be able to. Are there any SCVs down here? There is an SCV finishing up this base, the natural base the Disc is building. Because obviously it's a Reaper expand, nothing too crazy there. And the Reaper comes in. Reaper Gonzalez, Senor Reaper Gonzalez does manage to get a Ling kill because, again, slow Lings are bad. Chasing down number 2. Number 2 is trying to juke, but no, gets spotted. Oh, tries to get some hits off on the Reaper. Maybe gets one, but 2 kills for the Reaper. Does save the SCV building the command center. Well done. Well done, Reaper Gonzalez. Senor Reaper Gonzalez. I'm sorry for not using your honorific there. I'll do better with that. So now the problem is, for Senor Reaper Gonzalez, if he wants to scout, if he wants to get any drone kills, there are 2 queens sitting right at the entrance of this natural base. There's another queen in the main as the quick lair from Railgun, 3-minute lair. Coming up here. Reaper just trying to get inside the main, just trying to scout something important here, and does see the timing on the lair. Excellent. Excellent. What that tells Disc is we're not going to see too much harassment here in the early game. Railgun's just teching up. He's not going for some crazy Ling Baneling all-in bust thing here. He does manage to escape as well. Senor Reaper Gonzalez with 4 hit points to his name. So Disc is starting the Great Supply Depot wall along the entrance to his natural base. SCVs are transferring down to the natural as well. Starport just about completing, and the factory is working on a reactor right now. And there's the swap. It's factory swapping on out, allowing the starport to have the reactor double pumping medevacs. I'd have to say right now, what do we got? What do we got? We got 10 Marines out, so I'm going to have to assume it is. It is double medevac for sure. Marines knocking down these unbuildable plates at the base of the ramp to his main. Those are gone as well. Third base now coming up for Railgun, and Senor Reaper Gonzalez gets a nice scout. K88 charges a ton of drones inside that main mineral line and then gets picked off. Still alive. Go Reaper Gonzalez. The pathing a little bit too bad. He gets stabbed down from distance by the Queen. Well done indeed. Queen's taking him out, but Reaper Gonzalez, unfortunately for him, ends up dead. So yeah, 2 units lost for Zerg. That's it. No drone kills for Reaper Gonzalez. Good scout. He didn't actually scout the timing on the infestation pit, though. He just barely missed that one, which is annoying. The tendrils come out. That's weird. Like if you switch over to... If you switch camera views, the tendrils on the lair stick out. And do they always stay out? I don't know. I don't know. We'll pay attention later. Queens and a bunch of lings here. So what do we got here? 22 lings and 6 queens trying to knock down this backdoor debris. There is a drop coming from Disc, but unfortunately for him, there's a ton of creep, and he flew right over it for a second there. And I think if Railgun was paying attention, he saw it. There's the unload of the Marines. They're going to try to assault this third base. They might be able to take it down depending on how many lings are here. They do not have any upgrades yet. No sign of upgrades coming in. Pathogen glands is being researched by Railgun instead. And yeah, the stim on the Marines. And there's a lot of lings here, but the timing for a Railgun is great. Getting the surround and the Queens trying to get those medevacs. Getting one. Yes, picking one off with that extra range that they have. 8. Range of 8. That was buffed fairly recently. Creep spread continuing here too. The Queen's getting a full medevac is always such a great feeling for Zerg, and such a bad one. Such a bad one for Terran. So losing that medevac, a big freaking deal. Resources lost 950 to 75. Disc has lost a ton more than Railgun has so far. That is not what you want to see. Income tab 41 to 42. At least Disc is keeping up that way. But I think that's more to do with the fact that Railgun is taking up like a madman. He's got a 6-minute Hive coming up right now. 6-minute Hive. Drops inside the natural base, burrows 2 Widow Mines, has Marines, taking down the Queen instantly. Drones in a lot of trouble. Widow Mines actually getting some friendly fire there. But more and more drones are getting killed. All of the Queens do show up, and these medevacs are going to die. Get out, medevacs, run. Oh, both medevacs get killed. And the Widow Mines get taken down too, as the Overlord has gotten rid of them. It's 1,800 resources to 600 in favor of a Railgun. He's got lings here trying to bust through the front door of Disc, but not... I mean, no banelings, and you can't really break a wall that well with just straight lings, no matter how good their upgrades are, especially with Widow Mines back here, especially with Marines. Working on that +1/+1. Not quite there yet, just getting underway, but they will have the +1 eventually, and Zerglings getting +1/+1 as well. Both players a little bit delayed on their upgrades. Finally going back to the work of taking down this debris on the back door of the main base, or the natural base for Railgun rather. Creep spread looking okay for the Railgun. Marines taking down an Overlord in the middle of Nowheresville. And continuing to push on in, burrowing a Widow Mine in a weird spot. I don't know how useful that is unless he's counting on random lings to run by and get destroyed, which I suppose is a possibility. Ultralisk Cavern coming up for Railgun. 7-minute Ultra Cavern. That's as fast as I've seen in Legacy of the Void. The scan and the taking down of the Creep Tumors by Disc. The lings are here. The Queens are here. And get out of there. Run. The Queens will take you out. And yes, Disc retreats a little more quickly this time, not allowing any of his medevacs to be destroyed. It takes a third base here. Dropping some mules at the traditional third base location on this map is Disc. No sign of a fourth for Railgun. He has a lot of gas, though. He's got all of his gas geysers extracted and being fully mined from right now. Ultralisk Cavern coming up. 6 infestors in production, 2 for Railgun. That's a lot of infestor with the pathogen glands. I like this strategy from Railgun. It's going pretty darn well. Infestors here are ready to chain fungal those medevacs if they get a little bit too close here. Chitinous plating started immediately for Railgun. Waiting on that +1/+1 for the Ultras before he can start +2/+2, and just kind of hanging back right now. Creep spread, it's okay. Along this right side, it's not bad, but up the main path, there we go. He's got that moving now. He's got it moving very nicely indeed. So it hasn't been his priority, but he hasn't been completely ignoring it, as we've seen in previous games either. So income tab is 62 to 54. Railgun's taken a bit of a lead there, but again, with the mules, I feel like the difference in income is not that much. Yeah, this hit squad of lings for Railgun is just kind of flying around. Oh, there's the fungal. Is it a chain fungal on the medevac? The fungal and the Queens finish off the medevac. 2,600 resources lost for Disc and 1,100 for Railgun. He's just done a great job picking those medevacs off so far. How many are left for the Terran player? 3. Only 3 medevacs at the 9-minute mark. That is not going to do it. It's not going to do it, Disc. Disc is doing a good job with double refinery at his third base. There's a bunker kind of obstructing the pathing from the refinery to that third base, but okay, well, I mean, we'll see if that actually comes back to hurt him or not. Widow Mine gets a shot off. Woo! 14 kills on that Widow Mine. Railgun tried to bait one in there to it, but unfortunately was a little bit too late. The shot had already come off, and it did kill a ton of those lings. Ultras are here with 6 armor. And there's the fungal catching the medevacs, but the Queens aren't quite here yet. Railgun, I'm not sure if he's in a great position. Liberators setting up shop, and Railgun going to back off just a little bit here. He doesn't really have anything to deal with Liberators. He's getting a Spire. That's excellent. The choice of getting a Spire is fine. A drop in the back here from Disc here at the main base. Can they get the Ultralisk Cavern before the Ultra shows up and saves it? And yes, they get the Ultralisk Cavern. Wow, great pickup there by Disc. The drop was good. Workers killed, 14 by Disc, 0 by Railgun so far, 61 to 56 Harvesters. And it's very close. It is very close indeed. Continuing to double pump Liberators is Disc, +2/+2 by Railgun on the way, replacing his Ultra Cavern. That actually doesn't take a long time to build. It's 46 in-game seconds, which is like half the time of a Spire, half the time of a Dark Shrine. And the Ling's going to knock down this back door by Disc again, looking into the natural base. But I think that got spotted. Yeah, Disc saw that happening. He's going to come back and try to deal with it, but Railgun with the feint. He's got the Lings at the back door while he maybe moves the Ultras around to the front door with the Infestors. Disc is not fooled, though. Disc has most of his forces here at the front door. The Ultras trying to get in there and on top of stuff and kill things. Fungals keeping stuff in place, but the Liberators setting up Defender mode circles of doom. Huge Fungals, though, on everything. All this bio is going to die. The Ultras do not care about the attacks from the Liberators too much, although a couple of them going to die. One of them does get burned to a fiery crisp. A couple of them pretty low on HP as well as they trundle away. So he won that ground battle fairly handily. Resources lost catching up for Disc, though. It's 6,700 lost for Disc and 4,900 for the Railgun. Creep spread continuing for Railgun. Again, not a super high priority, but he's got pretty much his half of the map covered. If Disc comes this way, he's in trouble. Fourth base by Railgun coming up here to the northeast of his natural. Just now popping, just now getting saturated. No sign of a fourth. There is a command center being built by Disc at his third, so he's going to try to take a fourth here fairly soon. Railgun getting Corruptors to deal with the Liberators. Excellent, excellent strategic decision. Advanced Ballistics being researched here for our friend Disc. Giving some additional range on those Liberator Defender mode circles, which is so useful. It is such a good upgrade. If you're going for Liberators at all, Terran players, I would recommend having that. Just having the Liberators be able to sit back and relax while they set up their Defender circles of death far away from where they are. So it's difficult for anti-air, especially ground anti-air, to come and deal with you. Hard for air anti-air as well, though. Like, hard for Corruptors to fly over those circles if there are Marines inside. Just very difficult. Widow Mines might take out these Corruptors. Boosh. Boosh. Got some shot up. Killing one of the Corruptors, weakening the others. That's not what Railgun needed. The Marines trying to focus those down immediately. Getting one Corruptor, no big deal. Again, staying inside those Defender mode circles and just daring the Corruptors come in and cause some problems for him. Queens. Setting up creep tumors there. We've got missile turrets being constructed by Disc. Some infested Terrans getting tossed way over this ledge into the natural base for Disc. Infested Terrans killing the SCV, building the missile turret, killing SCVs, mining as well. A lot of dead SCVs here. The backdoor debris is knocked down. Lings are inside the natural base. Marines, Marauders, that is a lot of circles. A lot of Defender mode circle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. A drop over here at the natural, at the third base rather, by Disc. Can he get this hatch? He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. He's got +2/+2, and he's got stim, and not enough from the Lings. A pickup and a boost out by Disc, flying right over the Spore Crawler, and survives with 6 hit points. Going to try to land inside the main base here before the Corruptors catch up to it, and unloading a few of the Marines, but that's it. And they quickly get eaten by Lings inside that main base. So again, Disc doing a good job with the harassment. 14 workers killed. 51 to 75 Harvesters, though. Railgun is macroing like a boss right now. Hard. Over 200 APM for both of these players, well into the 13-minute mark of this game. Shows they are both definitely GM. And here comes Railgun, a 198 to 169 total supply advantage. Lings on top of the bio, Corruptors on top of the Liberators, Ultras on top of everything, Fungals on the Liberators, Fungals on everything on the ground here, just eating through. Railgun's losing stuff, but he's doing a great job here as well. All the bio for Disc is gone, most of it is gone. The Corruptors greatly outnumber the Liberators here. The Marines on the ground, not enough to deal with it. This fourth base that is just now getting turned into a command center, a planetary fortress, is getting caustic sprayed as it flies away. Can the Corruptors get it? Yes. Yes, they finish it off with their regular old attack, and it falls into the abyss below and explodes. It's 169 to 92 total supply. A decisive victory there for Railgun. Taking out that fourth base. Long distance mining SCVs and mules trying to do what they can, but the Corruptor ball is too big. Too many Corruptors. 13, and that's it. A quit from Disc. Railgun is victorious, and our Zerg player wins the game today. Yeah, I mean, that was just masterful by Railgan, managing to get off that early Hive, getting early Ultralisks out. Yes, he lost the den, but he replanted it pretty quickly. When the Liberators came out, he had the perfect response with Corruptors. The early Infestors seemed very good too. Just doing its job, keeping biological units in place, doing damage to them, allowing the Ultras to smash them up close and personal. I mean, 16 kills on that Ultra, only 3 on this one here. A lot of dead Ultras, but resources lost 16,000 to 11,000 in favor of Railgan. And if you're a Terran player, you don't really want to see that. You want to see you losing fewer resources for sure if you're going to win the game. So, well done indeed by Railgan. He takes the victory, and that's it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Thanks again to my patrons, 19 Day, Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Pedro Batsardas, Robert Farmer, KN, Keith Garlow, Matt Meermans, Hekon Marcus, Christopher, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboin, Alexandros Konaris, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Complex, Clayton Knight, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Jan Kodera, Bo Brissett, Kale Anderson, Pushpak Eledu, Trevor Smith, Men Haidean, Rajiv Bhatt, Bakberti, and Sikopatara. All right. Thank you so much again. Link at the top right, and goodbye.